Information, advice and guidance in the context of our learners. So practically all of us have mentioned the learner journey. When we think about the learner journey, there's been various visual representations of the learner journey, and they tend to be quite linear. Well, I would argue that the learner journey is often something that looks a lot more like that. And learners have different needs at different times. So do they need a qualification? How do they get from where they are to where they want to be? Or is this the right place? Is this where I need to be to go? Am I starting from the right point? So whilst we are in the process, our business is obviously education. It is flourishing, and part of flourishing is the advice, the guidance that we give the people that come to us to help them on their journey. So their journey with us and their journey past us, as John has talked about. Now, linking it to learner needs and linking it to funding, our funders are quite keen on information, advice and guidance. They say that we must provide high quality and easily accessible information so that we're helping the learners make the right choices. In fact, they are so keen on it that they want us all to achieve an accreditation. It's called the Matrix Standard, which makes it sound a bit sexier than it actually is. But so the Matrix Standard. Now, this is something that's been on the cards for some time, and we have kind of been saying, yeah, we're working towards that. We're not going to get away with that for much longer. So now we're saying we're going for this. We're going to go for accreditation in end of June. So it's a similar process to Ofsted. We will have somebody come in, they will look at what we're doing, and they'll say, yeah, this is good enough, you get your standard, or no, it isn't, you need to do more. Now, one of the things, so we've started working on this. Now, one of the things we've looked at generally is the learner journey in terms of like a little film. So we've got the frames, which are actually on the back of one of the sheets you have, because I know that's not very readable. So the learner journey, and that's sort of mapping out the steps that they take in their journey with us, and also some of the things that we're doing in the background, like John collecting data, and me making sure IT works, hopefully. So we've got the critical frames, and we can look at the critical frames and we can say, okay, here's an opportunity for advice and guidance. Here's somewhere where we could be pointing people in the right direction. And some places we're doing it really, really well already. Our PCA process is fantastic. Some places maybe needs a bit of work, and some places we need to think about how we can achieve what we need to achieve to get the standard. So that's kind of what I want to talk about on my table. And these are the kind of things, so this is the kind of things that we've got to think about. And the points highlighted in blue are where I feel, perhaps wrongly, but where I feel that the tutors have a really large role to play and a big contribution to make. Now, that's not saying that you don't have a huge role to play in achievement and results. It's just that's evidence as opposed to people achieving, and John supplies the evidence. So it's thinking about how can we use the ILPs to prove that we are giving the right advice to our learners. And it all ties in with John's long learner journey, because if we're doing it right, our learners are flourishing. And that, I kind of want to come back to that, because yes, we need the Matrix Standard. We need it for our funding. We need it to get good partners, because partners want us to have it. But it's not a cynical exercise to go back to the flourishing slide. This is who we are, and this is what we believe in. And advice and guidance, information, advice and guidance, feeds into that ethos, that belief.